Good midnight everyone, welcome back to your beloved Crazyhouse chess speedrun. Of course Crazy and House have been the most inseparable duo for thousands of years. And without any further ado, let's get into today's content. First game, we get a guy that hasn't played a single game in this variant yet. This is his first game ever. e4. d6. Not very aggressive. Knight c3. c5. Knight f3. Knight c6. d4. And somehow we switched into a Sicilian defense. Never mind. Bishop c4. f3 significantly weakened his light squares. Maybe we can create a really early attack and win this game real fast. It really annoys me that this guy pushed both the c-pawn and the f-pawn. He created so many weaknesses in his territory that I just cannot make use of all of them. I'm too filled with choices that just choosing one of them feels like a waste. e5. I'll take this pawn. a6. This guy only puts his pawn on a single color. Pawn lands on f7 check. King d7. Okay, now the empty c7 square is becoming a safe path for his king to get away, and even worse, I'm out of reserve materials to continue this attack. I really should have calculated this a bit more. Let's just make some captures. Bishop takes. I'll take the knight. Rook takes g8. Pawn lands on c5. This is more difficult than I first thought. Somehow with a ton of initiative I still cannot see a clear way to break through his defenses. King e7. C takes d6 check. King f8. Bishop e7 royal fork. How can I not see anything though? This literally doesn't make any sense. Never mind. Easy game for a great start. Second game, let's go. Second game, we get a more experienced player from Vietnam. e4. d5. Very aggressive. E takes d5. Queen takes d5. Knight c6. The queen can be really dangerous, but I don't buy it. Queen e6 check. Bishop e2. Alright, he decided to keep his queen active. Our game plan just cannot be any clearer than this. Never mind. Knight f3. We're back to a normal game then. c6. d4. e6. Knight e5. He pulled it all the way back. Bishop f4. Bishop d6. Knight e4. Preparing knight d6 check, because after take my bishop will also help controlling the d6 square. Exactly. Bishop takes e5. Knight f6. Knight d6 check. The plan is very simple. King f8, knight takes c8, queen takes c8, bishop lands on d6 check, king g8, bishop takes f6, g takes f6, knight lands on e7, royal fork. He bomb clouded instead. I'll take the bishop anyway. I have 4 bishops now, absolutely diabolical. Gonna have to trade some bishops for the knights. I only trade this knight off because I want the d6 square for other pieces. Queen takes c8. Pawn lands on d6 check. King d7. I'll get a horsey. G takes f6. Knight c5 check. Sacrificing a pawn at this point may not be the best idea, but as I cannot see any forcing checkmates, luring his king forward into the open may open up more possibilities for blunders, because as a wise man once said, if I cannot win, I'll make my opponent lose. King forward. Bishop e5 check. F takes c5. D takes e5 check. Further luring his king forward. Man, if this doesn't work I am so getting backseated in the comments section. King takes c5. Queen d6 checkmate in 1. I missed that square. Oh my god, I should have checked with the bishop instead. Pawn lands on a5 check. King takes a5. b4 check. Okay, I messed up. Now if he keeps advancing his king forward, I actually don't see anything that I can do, and he can get a massive counter attack, and we are probably going to lose even though his king is right in the middle of the board. Never mind. That blunders a king. Bishop lands on a5. Checkmating 1. That is literally my final reserved piece. Not even close. A win is a win. Third game, let's go. Third game, we get an 1800 rated guy with over 3000 games of Crazyhouse chess experience. He is also literally ranked number 1 in his legend league. I am dead. e4. Well, but at least I got the white pieces. So far I feel like just being able to move first is already such a massive advantage in this variant. e6. A casual French defense. d4. d5. I'll trade. The French defense is a very theory-heavy opening, and since I don't study any of those, the exchange variant should be best for me, as the reserve piece can always create surprises when I'm in trouble. He takes d5. Knight f3, knight f6, knight c3, bishop e7. Bishop d3. Bishop e7 is a bit weird considering I didn't play c3 and I'm also not pinning his knight. Maybe this guy isn't a very aggressive player. Castle. Castle. Bishop g4. Bishop g5. Knight d7. Alright, the developing phase is done. It is time to create some chaos. Pawn lands on e5. Pawn counter lands on e4. Okay, regardless I can still take this knight. Knight takes f6. Bishop takes f6. He's gonna take my knight, right? There is no reason to take the bishop. He takes f3. Alright. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I don't want to lose such an amazing chance to turn this game into a war zone. For the content, bishop takes h7 check. King takes h7. Knight lands on g5 check. Aha. He chose to move forward. Now none of us can make any defensive moves anymore. Bishop takes c7. Queen takes e7. Knight lands on e5 check. King takes g5. And I don't see anything. Knight takes g4. He cannot checkmate me, right? Pawn lands on e2, forking the major pieces. Queen d2 check. Bishop f4 blocking the check. Bishop h4 distracting the king. King takes g4. Bishop takes e7. Ha! I captured his queen first. Now he can take my queen, but I will still get to use the woman first. Every move counts at this time of the game. He takes f1. Rook takes f1. Bishop takes d2. Alright. It is now or never. There must be like 50 different ways he can checkmate me with that amount of reserved materials. Pawn lands on h3 check. He goes to the center. Queen lands on g4. Checkmate in 1. Crazyhouse chess speedrun today. 300% win rate.